Pleasure to be here this morning. My name's John. I'm an orthopedic spine surgeon in Cincinnati. I have had the great fortune to invest with the Ackerman Group for in excess of a decade. It's been a very positive experience for a number of reasons. Number one, the Ackermans have been in the apartment rental business for over 3 decades. They have tremendously deep experience. One thing they do, which I find very comforting and reassuring, is the Ackerman management actually co-invests along with the individuals, independent individuals such as myself. And that really gives an individual outside of the market, such as myself, a tremendous level of comfort in the knowledge that they're investing along with you. Ackerman is very adept at identifying properties that need help, that is apartment facilities that need some degree of their magic touch. They apply this magic touch, upgrading all the amenities, and they generally have a real gem that the public is eager to rent. So vacancies are not an issue at all. The properties are generally turned over after about 10 years. And I find that they may not hit home runs, which is really not what I'm looking for. They're hitting doubles and triples all year long. Properties are generally held for 10 years, and at the end of that period of time, you have a real gem when it's time to sell these. They're very adept at finding these properties, as I had said, and turning them over. Jeremy, I've been involved now with over 11 different apartment complexes with the Ackermans. They've all been very successful. As a surgeon, I don't have time to really go out and find these properties myself. It's very comforting to work alongside the Ackerman Group. It's been very fortuitous that I first came to know them years ago. I was introduced to them through a commercial realtor, and it's been just a great experience ever since. We've sold properties generally after about a 10-year holding period. And then that money is rolled right back into the next group of properties. So it's been a wonderful, seamless, continuous process that I look forward to for another decade at least. The investment returns on the 11 properties that I've been involved with have been very positive, and it is stable. In comparison to perhaps some equity investment on the stock market, that's up and down and sideways, and you never quite know where that's going to go. Right now, I think is a very opportune time for investing in apartments. Building costs for building a home are skyrocketing. Insurance costs are outrageous. And I think that the apartment time is now. I don't see any relief in the building costs that no longer can you build something for $100 or $150 a square foot. We're talking $400, $500, $600 a square foot now for an average finish. Not many people can afford that when they're in their younger years. So I think now is a great time to be in this particular niche of apartments that are the, maybe not the absolute top end, but the upper end, 2-3 bedroom apartments, particularly with enclosed garages, which is what most of the units are at this point. I find the stability and the continuous cash flow to be very comforting. And frankly, it's going to be my vehicle for retirement. I think Ackerman exceeds at the communication back and forth with the independent investors. Never do I feel like I'm an outsider. I always feel that they're very inclusive. The new web design with the investor portal has been superb in showing every step of every process going on. So that's very reassuring and comforting. I never, ever feel as if I'm in the dark. And if ever there's a question, Chris, Conan, or Dobbs are always available to answer that question. So they're very approachable. The website, as I said, is extremely informative. And we're part of all of the decision making, which is tremendous. Not something you would get if you were with a much larger entity that's more anonymous and might be a little less comforting. The executive leadership of Ackerman has been superb And one element that I really appreciate is you get to know them very, very well and vice versa. So it's a very personal relationship that you have. Uh, they are superb in responding to any questions that arise. They've been in the business for so long. It's reassuring when you do talk to them, if ever there's a question or a concern, it's answered immediately with just really sensible responses. I think the management team is superb. They have such a depth of knowledge. I think they work together very well as a team.